Welcome back to Cardcaptor Sakura Anime Review, Part 17. This I'm reviewing episodes 6 through 10 of Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. Yep, now I'm on to the pretty much almost halfway through the damn series. Yep. Now, in the case of these particular episodes, these episodes are tales of Sakura the Rabbit and Song of the Moon. 7 is Sakura the Game of Tag in the Garden. Sakura the Clock and the Hide and Seek game, Sakura's for the Aquarium Visit, and Sakura and the Sleep Labyrinth. Yep. One thing I noticed about some of the new card changes in this series, it's just a rehash of the style they did. Like, it's pretty much the same power as some of the Cloud slash Sakura cards. Now, in the case of these particular episodes, Episode 6, Rabbit, Song of the Moon. Yep. This one has, now, all the episodes featured here, except for the last one, 10, pretty much just has one card apiece. Yep. Though there is a bit of a development for some of the characters appeared in this particular. Mostly it's Akito who actually gets a good amount of development of course these 5 episodes. Yeah, this one basically is just like in the case of the first one, basically tries to do clubs. Of course, everybody's like pretty much like back normal. There's like one one new card. They don't have a name for these cards. It's probably the clear cards. Yeah, it's record card, and they try it out, and it's just a simple recorder slash camera. Yep, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, pretty weak of a card. Just record stuff. Yeah, 6 just basically just a bit more development of the like who this particular whole thing about a clock. Yeah, this of course is going to play in a later episode. But yeah, 6 is, with the exception of the card itself, I mean nothing much. Like, well, it's also revealed in this episode that Shaoran Lee is a talented piano player. Yep. And of course, we practice a song with Akio and Tomoyo. That's when the record card shows up, Sakura seals it, and that's pretty much it. That's the gist of basically episode 6. 7, and this one I really enjoyed. Yep. This one has a return of Tomoyo's beautiful mother, who only appears in just this episode for these 5 episodes. Yeah, go back to Tomoyo's house. First time in this series we action it. And of course, Akio, I believe she went with her. Actually, no, she didn't go with her this time. It was just Sakura and Lee and Shaoran went to the house with Kiro. Yep, of course, Kiro had to hide from Tomoyo's mom, and she only appears like for a couple of brief scenes. And when she first sees Sakura is there, she gives her a big hug. Well, because she basically treats Sakura like her own daughter, which you at least gotta praise her for being so nice to her. Probably because also that she really did love Sakura's mother, and she's very close to her, despite being cousins. Yep. They have a record card. Yeah, seeing it, basically, it's pretty much somewhat of a useless card anyways. It's not good for defensive stuff, no, it's just good just for showing off. Plus, this episode has the debut of the drone camera. Yep, which is basically shaped like a giant iPad. Yep, we have a flying iPad that basically is going to be used. And when it's first introduced, it's gray, and then later on it's pink. Because it's used by a girl, why not? And here's something neat about the damn thing. It's controlled by Tomoyo's smartphone. She has an app on her phone that allows her to control this damn thing. Yep. Of course, we get a new card in this episode, Flight. Well, about time we get this particular type of card, basically allowing Sakura to fly. Yep, and it is a quite useful card. She has used it a few times. Though we have the wait, like, unlike in the case of the original series, we just in the very first episode, this one waited 7 episodes in to get this damn thing. I'm surprised they don't say, oh yeah, it's just like the fly card. Yeah, it's like no one makes comparisons to the soccer cards. Yeah, and here's kind of the strange thing about this. It's like the Sakura cards are pretty much like not even mentioned these episodes. We have all these new cards showing up, and it's like, oh yeah, because Sakura cards are blank, let's just not mention them anymore. Yes, and there's still not an explanation of why the heck they went blank for. Yep, but at least the capture card it's quite useful. I would call the flight card an accessory. hmm That's pretty much what it is. Yep, but it's a good episode. hmm 8. We have Tomoyo and Sakura go visit Akio's house, and this house is used to be Ariel's house. Ariel's seen someone in the series, and there's one episode, I believe it's in episode 9, where Ruby really wants to go visit Japan to help Sakura, but both Spinny and Ariel says no, now is not the time. When is the time? I have no idea. Yep. So they go visit her house, and they see her. The reason why they went to go visit her house because she has a collection of books, a humongous collection of books, and they get introduced to her. Let's just say her guardian, Kito. Nice guy. Basically, he's kind of like a butler to her in a way, but he is her legal guardian. He does deeply care about her. And of course, according to Ariel, yeah, he apparently is using tower cards. And according to tower cards, he actually confirms that yes, Sakura and Kyo will be very good friends. Okay, well, and in like tragedy or whatever, but it's quite nice. So he's trying out some stuff, and of course show off the book collection, and then like of course they mentioned about a book that she likes. So and then they're walking for a while, look at the library, and it's okay. Why don't you go look for that book? Because Sakura texts something. He's like, and of course Kiro's in the bag. Hero, for some strange reason, Sakura basically has to tell a lie. He just has stuffed animal attached to her phone. Yeah, that pretty much nearly strangles him. Yep. Oh yeah, and also in this episode, Sakura asks Shaoran on a date. Yes, she asks him out. Though this date doesn't happen until I think it's like the following episode. Yeah, it happens like the following episode, which I'm like, that's interesting. Yep. Yeah. So Sakura basically tells a story. Can you go get that book, please? Sure. We'll wait here. And the reason why is that because there's a new card there. So she just takes out her staff, transfers to a card, and it's the loser card, aka pretty much the invisible cloak. Yeah. This is definitely a card that its power was not seen in the previous series at all. Yeah. Card makes a person go invisible, which does become a useful card in the very next episode. And of course, show off the book. It's called Alice in Clockland. Interestingly, you mean like, don't you mean Alice Wonderland? No, it's called Alice Wonderland and Clockland. Similar title, different writer. Okay, that's interesting. And it's not in Japanese. It looks like. Yeah, I don't think it looks like it's in English. It could be either in Italian. It could be French. Who knows what it could be? Yeah, apparently, according to she can somewhat understand it, but this probably would become a great plot point for this particular series. And then we have the very next episode. Let's run into the aquarium. So basically, Sakura takes Lee to the aquarium. How nice of her. And lucky enough, her father has a friend of his get tickets for them. What a nice dad he is to get something for his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend. Yep. So and there's tons of references to when Sakura first captured the water card at this particular place. They go to the penguin show when she first sees it. And of course, Sakura points to the place where she first had a big battle with the damn thing. Her first big encounter with it. Yep. And just like in the original episode, Toya is working at the place because she works there. I still think he works for a temp agency. That's why he keeps changing jobs. Like works various in places every day. Because how else can he have like 10 different jobs and still go to frickin' high school? He must work for a temp agency. That's my personal guess. I know because I worked for a temp agency for about 2 years. The only reason I stopped working because they stopped giving me they stopped giving me work. Yep, that's just gist of it. And of course, just like last time, the big pillar, glass pillar filled with water, does shatter. But luckily enough, Toya knows the fact this has happened before, so he goes over the emergency thing and turns off the water, like have the water drain. And of course, Sharon basically just doesn't. Him and Toya do not get along at all. And Sharon does save Sakura's life because you see him carrying her. Does Toya get a thank you from Toya? Nope. He doesn't say anything about it. And then, like, okay, so, and apparently her bag contained their lunch, which got ruined. So, they later on take Tomoyo to the place to break in, just like they did before. And it's now a watery type card because she points out that, yeah, we already got a water card. It's called Aquarius. What card is it? It's the Spiral card. Yep. And basically, Sharon asks Kiro, how was the capture last time? The freezer. Basically freezing the damn thing. And so Sharon apparently summons his sword out of his frickin' hand. Yeah. Oh, and also, he changed the position of basically when he summons his particular powers. Yeah. Before, it was basically holding the sword like this and putting the thing right here. This series, it's turned with the blade facing up and just slapping the thing in the middle and basically saying, like, Ice God, up here, or whatever God up here, instead of saying, like, come to my aid or help me. That's pretty much what it is, and Sakura seals the damn thing, and that's pretty much the episode. Though they at least have Sharon basically have a new outfit for the series, because apparently he stopped wearing his traditional Chinese garb. Unknown why he stopped wearing it. It's particularly very odd. Also, I do call a bit of bullcrap for this particular series, where up until this very episode, Sharon has done virtually almost nothing this whole series. Most of the time, he doesn't get involved with the plot of the episodes, and he's supposed to be the main character's boyfriend. He has magic. Yep. Next up comes episode 10. Sakura and the sleep labyrinth. The episode opens up with Sakura just doing cooking, and she gets tons of phone calls. She gets one from Mei Ling in her second appearance in the series, from her father, and then from Akito. Like, she was I must say popular today. And she comes over, and of course she has some sweets made by Kyoto, made by Keto, and of course they have the stew. And of course, she goes away for like a minute, probably to give some Kiro some stuff. Well, first she shows her his house, shows her bedroom, has some sweets, and then she goes to get more stew for her when she finished having her stew, and then she starts falling asleep. And it turns out, yes, it's actually one of two cards. This is revealed to be what causes sleep? The snooze card, aka the sleep card. Yes, it's the same type of card it was in the previous show. And we have, like, Misako goes to chase something at her house. She gets transported to another dimension. The Labyrinth. I'm like, yeah, we're going to retread of, like, another episode involving another type of card. The Maze card. Yes, that's what it feels like for this particular series, this episode. I mean, some of the powers are quite similar, but wow, it's like this episode just retread 2 episodes. Using when Sakura first captures the sleep card and the maze card. Very similar type of things. The only difference is just Kiro and Sakura taking on the labyrinth card, unlike in the case of the maze card where it was Sakura, Tomoyo, Sharon, Mei Ling, and Kiro all there. Yeah, when they captured the maze card, there was like actually 6 people because Mizuki was there too. Yep. And well, she captures the card, and of course, Akio wakes up. Her legal guardian basically comes to pick her up, and says, let's do this again sometime. It's like, okay. Of course, she also asked her in this episode to teach her how to cook because she does not know how to cook. She wants to give a surprise to her legal guardian for taking very good care of her. So, Her legal guardian has got no problem with her making friends at all. He's a very supportive person, and it just seems like he's just a butler who just happened to be her legal guardian. But he's a really, let's just say he's a fun character. I mean, he's only appeared in just 2 episodes so far. I mean, he appeared in episode 8, and he appeared in this episode. Though this episode he appeared just at the ending. In episode he appeared for like a good chunk of the episode. Yeah, that's the episodes for you. I would say of the 5 episodes, 6, not much happened in this episode aside from advance the plot of the series a little bit. I mean, it does get a little bit better with episode 7. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, with episode 7 it gets a little bit more interesting. Mm-hmm. Especially as well. Apparently, like, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, Tomoya apparently at her house, she has a maze next to it. Okay, when the last time they show her house in the series, they never have show her having a maze. Of course, I also forgot to mention that in episode 10, they have Sakura showing off a few things. Show off her costume she's worn over the course of this show, and I think the previous show as well, because of her closet. And there's pictures of her from the class play that was shown in the second film. So the film is semi-canon, but I don't think it's entirely canon, because here's kind of the thing. In the film, Error's house was destroyed. It was demolished. In this show, it's perfectly fine. So, I think the only thing that kept canon from the film, my personal guess is just the play. And that's it. Because I highly doubt the nothing card basically exists in the show because they only mention it in the series. Yeah. Also, the Sakura book has stopped making an appearance in the series. I mean, it appears for the first 2 episodes. They just show it off and nothing. It's like the series is focused on more on. Yes, I've read the manga. It's even some of it. Here's the thing: the story for the series has not even finished yet, and they've only released 35 chapters for the series, and the story is not finished. Yes, I think last time I a couple years ago. Yep. Not much else to say about these 5 episodes, but 4 out of 5 basically are really good. I thoroughly enjoyed them. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I have roughly about 2 or 3 more videos I want to do today. Next one, it's a comic corner on 2 books, one from IDW, of course from Image, and I'm going to do a review after that of Case Closed, and then more Cardcaptor Sakura. Okay? But until the next view, bye.